Anyway.
Nope,
Hi everyone and welcome to the latest reseller mashup, I should say, not matchup. God, that was a Freudian slip, wasn't it? Between Louise, Corey, if he turns up, and me from Money Mentor UK. Today we'll be discussing the hot topic of postage and packaging, following on from George's live stream earlier where he showed people how to put things in boxes. So yeah, Louise, do you want to introduce yourself? Are you there?
Oh, I think my internet's playing up. Something's playing up, I'm not quite sure. Anyway, hello, my name is Louise. I am from KLC Reselling. I think 90% of your subscribers and everyone who's watching already knows who I am. But hello, my name is Louise. There you go.
Thank you for that introduction there, Louise. Just say a few hellos in the chat before we get started. Looks like we've got Lisa with us. Hi, Lisa. We've got Steve. He's here for all his money and mental needs. We've got Bex. Hi, Bex. We've got Aid. We've got Richard, who's saying hello to somebody who isn't here. Yeah, Corey is otherwise occupied currently. So, you know, if he turns up, he turns up. If he doesn't, you've got the pleasure of mine and Louise's company.
Yeah.
Which, you know, let's be honest, it's better anyway. Georgina's with us. Hi, Georgina. How are you? Looking gorgeous as always. One day she's going to change that that picture of her just to annoy me. Hi, yeah. Ads is with us as well. He's lost the ability to type. Pretty standard there. So I don't know. We don't know where he is. He's missing in action again. Ads. We think that Louise has upset him.
Probably said something horrible to him. Probably called him a potato too many times. That's what it might be. But I think Andrew's repping the potato today, so good.
My laptop, my connection's awesome.
Well,
if you're not seeing me look good, that's your connection, not mine, because I look good on the.
Yeah. It might be mine.
Actually, I am slightly blurry.
I'm just rewatching the stream back actually, and I think I look a bit shocking. To be fair, I think it's my internet's playing up. Terrible.
Oh well. We've got Ian calls us the dynamic duo. There's no dynamism here, to be honest. It's not. You're right. It's not as fun because I have to be. I'm a bit nicer to Louise than I am to Corey. I think
there's a lot more banter that can be thrown around between the three of us rather than
when we have our threesome, it's more fun.
I think it just sounds more like me and you are having an argument if we just start doing the banter between us.
We never argue. I don't know where these rumours come from.
I don't know.
Question for Andrew. I don't think you're live on the internet enough. Can you be more? I've not been live on the internet this week. Have I? I haven't been live on the internet this week. So I clearly need to do more. Although I have been live twice today, but that's not my fault.
Catching up with yourself.
I might just do like 3 lives in a day. Oh, I wonder what the record is for the most reseller lives in one day.
Well, today's been pretty hectic. I think Heather did one this morning at the same time that Ads did his. Then George did his. Then Peter. Then Nick. And now us. Literally just been like non-stop. I just wanted to get something done today. That's why I had to say to Peter, sorry, I've got to go. I've got to get something done. Like listing and photographing and stuff is great because you can have that on in the background and where you're doing all that sort of stuff. But I wanted to film a video and I just obviously couldn't do that with that on in the background. So
I just thought it was the 3 hours of hair and makeup you needed before coming on this channel.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
Am I cooking after this? Lisa asks. I honestly don't know. I've got to do some packaging. I've got some orders because I've been marooned in Birmingham. I'm behind on my orders now, so I need to get those done and sent out. So I haven't eaten yet though. I do need to go to the supermarket before it shuts. Beck says your internet's rubbish.
Yeah, I know.
Watching live most of the day. And Ian says Andrew is on I'm on his TV more than Brexit. Well, that is because I'm a more attractive proposition than Brexit, Ian. Should we tell people in the chat what the topic is for today then? Because
as long as my internet stays stable. Say again, sorry.
So I said, shall we tell people what the topic is today?
If you like.
I was going to say ladies first.
Oh, it's your channel. So are you just trying to test me to see if I remember what you said?
No, I already did that and you failed this morning. We're going to talk about postage and packaging today, different postage and packaging options on eBay, folks. We'll talk a bit about international shipping as well and the benefits of offering your own. And yeah, the different ways that we sort of pack our stuff up. We might talk a bit about the packaging materials we use and where we get them from, and a bit around you know, how we ship out items, where we do it, what our couriers are, etc. I could do a topic on how to pick up members of the opposite sex, but I'd rather do that live when there's actual members of the opposite sex in the room with me.
For example.
I've got, though, I am sharing a room with a giant X-Wing. That's pretty cool. That's from Star Wars, Louise.
Thanks. I could have guessed that, but I couldn't have been confident with my guess.
And we've got to remember, Dave is in the chat representing the Royal Mail, so we need to say many kind words about the hard-working people of the Royal Mail.
I can say nice things about Royal Mail, probably can't say nice things about my local post office.
That's a different company anyway.
There you go.
So do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Well, what part do you want to talk about? Packaging first, I think, and then we can talk then about postage.
Yes, take control.
Okie
dokie.
Packaging, I think I have really briefly discussed this on my channel, but packaging, because I mostly do clothing, I do some other little knick-knacky things and stuff like that, but mostly all my packaging is in the polymailers. Because all of my stuff's in my new garage, I don't have anything here with me. I do have this one I found earlier, so I use these, but not these ones anymore. I use the blue ones that are a little bit bigger. Just the eBay branded packaging. Pop my clothes into here, pop my clothes into a poly bag, and then pop them into here to be then shipped off. Anything bigger than that, I have bigger thingies. I used to use these boxes. These are just flat pack boxes that I bought when I first started reselling. So I use or any sort of big chunky coat or something would go in a box. But this is literally my last one, and yeah, I don't use them anymore. Can't be bothered. But I've started selling wedding hats and stuff, so I've had to start using big boxes and try and void fill it. So if anyone's got any top tips for void fill,
newspaper or wallpaper.
See, wallpaper I'd used earlier. I used the lining paper because I had some lying around, but it was really thick lining paper, and it was a big box and a big load of void I needed to fill. So, but I did that before watching George cut down his boxes and flatten them down and stuff, and I thought, oh, I could have done that.
Yeah, always Frankenbox if you can. If you try and fit it to the box so that it doesn't get bashed around in transit. I also use those polystyrene pellets as well, but they're not, well, they cost money basically. But yeah, anything that you order off, anything that I order online, and lots of bubble wrap, but anything I order online, I always keep the void fill back and recycle it, because I reduce, reuse and recycle.
Well, I never thought about it before because I was never selling anything that needed to be void filled because I was only selling clothes. But now I've really started to venture into wedding hats and stuff like that. I really need to massively void fill it so it doesn't get crushed and stuff like that. So Darren asked a question saying, do you fancy wrap with tissue or straight in the polymailer? I used to wrap it with tissue paper. Every single item I used to wrap with tissue paper. Just looked more presentable, looked a lot nicer, as long as you get the acid-free one. But it took up a lot of time and much more faff to be able to do that. So I actually put it into those little clear poly bags, leave them as storage, and then just ship it straight in that poly bag into the poly mailer, and that's it. So I don't use tissue paper anymore.
I've got an example of your packaging downstairs still.
Have you still?
Yeah.
Ooh. And then obviously I put in my little business card. Ooh. My little business card.
And drop it.
And
Live on YouTube. Here we go. I'm going to make a video of Louise's YouTube videos when I fails when I remember to edit.
So if I didn't edit my videos, there would be so much. Like if the one video, I think you commented on it right at the very end, and I literally just sit there because I can hear somebody mowing their lawn or something, and my videos are just full of them, of me sitting there going or doing something stupid. So yeah, there'd be loads of them.
All right, let's just catch up on the chat for a second. Ian says he's been using DHL through parcels to go on bigger items. Very impressed. Yeah, I do that. They're not called necessarily DHL on it either. They're called click and drop or something, which is DHL as well. You've answered Darren's question. Question from Steve: do you think Corey would stand Jay up? No, I don't think he would. To be fair, because I think Jay would just have a massive fit if he did. We're more, you know, accepting of Corey's reliability issues. He's died in a car crash anyway.
He hasn't died in a car crash. Sorry, I was just reading BCPs and the lady KLC who isn't signed into chat. I didn't realise I'm not signed into chat. I'm here. I just probably haven't spoken. I haven't spoken yet. No, I have though. Yeah, go on.
So Ron has just saying that old wallpaper is great for spilling space and a lot cheaper than bubble wrap. Yeah, I pick up rolls for 50p or £1 and I see in a charity shop and use them.
Yeah, that's what he just said as well. Tat Doctor, he's just said he gets damaged rolls from Laura Ashley, which are usually £1 each, or pick up them at 50p for a card boot.
Yeah, it's a good tip. Dave uses Send It Now. Is that what I mean? No, that's Parcel Force. Yeah. So yeah, died in a car crash. I love how brutal Andrew's sense of humour is. Quite right. My weekly Gazette is great. Parcel void fill. Yeah, I do that. Apparently, we both need to be more motivational, according to Steve. If you want motivation, Steve, I've been watching your latest video. I'll motivate you to do your 10K in less than an hour, because I'll just come behind you with a massive whip and hit you with it until you move faster. That's Steve, not you, Louise.
I'm just trying to figure out, because Steve said we need to be both more motivational, but is that like just generally, or because he was talking about Corey earlier? So it's like, are we trying to like motivate Corey to? I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know.
I've just bought some pallet wrap actually, Steve. I've only bought the one roll to try it out and see what it's like. But yeah, I have bought a roll. Me and George have been discussing packaging at length. His packaging. No, hang on. Me and George. Yeah. Anyway, I bought some black pallet wrap based on George's recommendation, so I'm going to give that a try. And I'm getting some polystyrene sheets in now after he sent me his measurements as well, which is even more innuendo. He's been sending me pictures this afternoon, so
of the size of his packages, yeah, of
his polystyrene, because I've got a load of VCRs that I need to get listed and shipped, so I'm going to order those. Don't assume Louise might want whipping. Whatever Louise wants, she's many miles away from me. Ian.
Yeah, I've been looking at using pallet wrap as well, because the boxes that when I use these boxes, any boxes I use, I like to wrap them, because obviously, you know, the rain that we've had and all that sort of stuff, I like to kind of you know, try and wrap it and waterproof it. I've just been using black bin bags for now. Literally just sort of cut them up, make them one big sheet and wrap it around, because we got 2 massive boxes full of bin bags from the wholesaler person we get all our stock from for the shops, so we've got them cheap anyway, but I thought about doing pallet wrap because it's just easier.
I use brown paper at the minute, but I'm moving towards the pallet wrap because I think it looks a bit, well, it looks easier to use and it looks a bit more professional for me, but I know that some couriers do have problems with it. UPS can charge you more for it, so I'm still going to keep some brown paper for UPS.
So I did see that on George's channel earlier, saying about somebody said something about it not being happy with it. Why is that?
It gets stuck to stuff and it rips off the labels, so then they have to try and figure out what parcels go in where. So it does cause some inconveniences if people haven't sealed their labels onto their boxes properly, which of course I always do because I'm a professional reseller.
I see. Darren asked how my clothing sales have been this week. Completely off topic, Darren. Tut. Let me think. They've been a bit hit and miss. They've been a bit slow, to be honest, but they were more slow like past couple of days, and they've started to pick back up again. Sort of having sort of 2 or 3 sales a day. But because I was moving into my garage, I hadn't done any listing for about a week. I hadn't done any sourcing, any listing, nothing, because I was just trying to focus on getting that sorted and getting it organised. So I think that might have a bit of an effect on it. But yeah, so they're picking up again, and it's not doing too bad. So yeah.
And then we may as well go to Ron's question then before we carry on. What men's sorry, the chat's just moved. He's asking what men's shirts brands are worth looking out for. I struggle with clothing and only seem to sell football shirts.
Men's shirts, it's so strange with men's shirts because there are so many different ones. Obviously avoiding the sort of the basic brands like your Primarks and stuff like that, lower stuff. But even Next, M&S, that kind of stuff still doesn't sell either. It's those bit more rare brands, a bit more sort of out there brands. Even Hollister, Superdry, they don't go that well either. The sort of brands that you know of, probably not. You know what I mean? So it's those sort of more higher end brands and stuff.
I do all right selling Ralph Lauren. That usually does all right for me, and Tommy Hilfiger,
yeah.
Yeah, and to be honest, I pick up what I've sold before. So you know, that's if something's sold before. So I don't. If I'm trying out a new market, I'll only invest 10 or 20 quid on it, and I'll learn what sells from that. Basically.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing with me. I mean, obviously, I don't pick up men's shirts too often because I go out sourcing with my dad. He picks them up for me, and he'll do his little research on his phone. But I sold one the other day, which was a Margaret Howell, I think, and I picked it up for about 3 quid and sold it for 50 quid, or 47, I think. So yeah, it was it was literally the plainest blue shirt you've ever seen. It was nothing to it, nothing special. Couldn't even put enough words in my title to describe it. It was just so plain. But yeah, there's some really sort of obscure ones out there where you've just got to do your research for it.
Okay, so yeah, don't think there's any more questions in the chat, just people abusing me. So we will return to the subject. So did I answer the question? Did I give a response? I can't remember now. When I'm packaging stuff these days, I tend to focus on stuff that will go Royal Mail small parcel, sorry, or that will go on a jiffy bag, just so that I don't have big bulky items lying around, because I haven't had the space to do that for a while. But now I've bought my shipping container, I may change that approach because I do have the space and the capacity to do stuff. Yes, I was listening to Louise, Dave. So I've been focusing a lot on media sales and stuff like that recently, but I'm now going to start getting all my VCRs and my boom boxes and whatever listed and sold out the house. So I'll be moving towards bigger stuff, but in the meantime, I normally use the eBay boxes. I just do the job for me. I can get them for a reasonable price. You get me £10 packaging voucher, and I just bulk buy them. I just buy the biggest order, usually £10 packaging voucher to reduce the cost, and that usually makes it a reasonable price. So I've got big, massive boxes full of them that I get every month. But I've also got here all all those. I've got loads of those. That's just one pile. I've got a garage full of cardboard boxes there from that are double wall ones that are ready for shipping big and bulky items.
Where did you get them from?
Just free. I just go on. I just put a post on Freegal to say I wanted big loads of cardboard boxes. I think I phrased it in a way that I don't just want a couple. I want, you know, somebody's moving house. I'm happy to take all their cardboard boxes from them. And so a couple of people reached out and got in touch. So I've got enough stock to take me through the rest of the year. As I get towards the end of the year, I'll put another post out and I'll just get more stuff.
Yeah, that's quite good. I think as well, because that is what you need a lot of, you know, with boxes and things like that. Even if it is just more, you need the cardboard to protect something, you know, you've always in need for cardboard boxes and stuff. See, for me, again, it's quite a rarity that I would use a box. So I actually just, I should go out and source some boxes for free, you know. I used to do it when I was moving house a lot and getting free boxes from supermarkets and stuff. And that is definitely, you know, if you go in the evening, if you go to a 24-hour one in the evening, especially go to the freezer aisles and stuff when they've obviously got the really big chunky boxes, and just go and attack them, not physically, just verbally, and say, I need your boxes, can I have all your boxes? And then they've usually got them flat packed in their little thing, so I go and ask them and they say, yeah, just take what you want, and then that's it. So definitely recommend that. But again, because these hats are like such an awkward shape because they're so long but, you know, but narrow, it's trying to find a box that's that kind of size, so it's really difficult
To
do it. And obviously it needs to be, pardon?
Just Frankenbox it, that's all I do.
Yeah, it needs to be, make sure it's a sturdy box as well, because again, the whole idea is that even though it's not fragile, it can obviously be damaged easy because it's really sort of
that's why these double wall ones are really good, because they don't break. And then you can flat pack them because you just cut a slit in the side, push it down, and then you end up with a massive pile like I've got here, and like I've got half a garage full as well. So yeah, I'll not be running out of boxes anytime soon. I've got all different sizes. I've got small, medium, and large ones. The ones that you can buy off Amazon, the people just removal boxes that people have bought off Amazon, basically. So they're good quality stuff. And yeah, for anything else, I use the eBay boxes. Yeah. Because again, they're all already come flat packed, and I know how to put them together.
I did buy some boxes off eBay. Obviously not eBay boxes, but I actually bought boxes for my hats because I was trying to figure out what would work the best and the particular size and stuff like that. So I actually bought some boxes, but they really didn't cost me that much for about 10 or 20 of them or something. So it wasn't too bad. It's only like £1 or £1.50 or something per box or something. So it's not the end of the world. And I do make a fair whack off my hats and stuff anyway. So yeah.
When I get my storage unit, I've already got it, Dave. But yeah, the shelving, I'm waiting for my shelving assistant to come up and fit those for me.
Who's that?
I don't know yet. I'm looking for willing volunteers. Don't forget, folks, as well, the Wrexham Resellers meetup is this Saturday, the 15th of June, 3 p.m. in Wetherspoons. So far, it's just going to be me. So I would like some company. Hi, DBG. How much postage do you charge for your hats? Steer's asking.
Well, currently I'm charging £2.99, but because I do free postage anyway on my items, free postage, I kind of just, it costs me, because I send them through my Hermes, and a package like is that big, and that's that weight, because obviously it's under 2 kilos, so it's light anyway, costs me £4.17. So I charge them £2.99 of that £2.17, £4.17 even. I probably could charge them more, but again, if you're sort of really wanting to buy a hat, and it's just, I don't know, I don't like
so
that added extra of
you're
postage.
Actually getting charged more than £2.99. You're extra 30p on that as well, because you're 10% on your FVF, aren't you? So it's like £4.17 plus 30p.
You only get charged on the 30p on your, when you actually charge it. So I'm paying £4.17 for if you charge somebody £3 postage.
£2.99, yeah. If you didn't charge me for postage, you wouldn't get charged because it would just come off your overall. Yeah.
So I'm so 30p, I suppose, or whatever it is, 30p. Yeah, it's coming off my postage anyway. So this is why I don't. It's not the reason, but as well, if you don't charge postage, you're not getting that extra little bit taken off as well. But obviously, I'm getting the whole thing taken off my actual main price.
So when I do a lot of free postage. Well, I offer a lot of free postage, which obviously I just add to the cost of the purchase price. But I do a mix. I do sometimes, particularly if it's a bigger item, add shipping costs, and I always charge an extra £1. So, or sometimes 70 or 80p, but yeah, I always charge more than the actual cost of the postage just to cover that cost of materials and the cost of the final value fee bit. But you know, it depends what your competition is doing in some regards as well. You know, if everyone else is offering free postage and you're not, you may get less sales.
That's it. I mean, I used to charge postage before. I used to charge £3.50 postage, but I don't know. I kind of had to try and put myself in their shoes if I was a buyer wanting to find something. And I don't know why I do it, but I like to look out for something with free postage, even though now I know that obviously, I think I knew it before, but you know a little bit more when you're actually reselling it and you think, well, the postage is just built into the price. But I think it's just a mind thing. You think, oh, I'm getting that. Oh, you're looking at the item, you think, oh, that's nice, just £20. And then the worst thing is just like, yeah, that's it, £20. And then you look and you go, oh, I've got to now pay more for postage as well. And so the price that you see is the price that you get it for, sort of thing. So that's what I like.
A lot of people just buy stuff off Best Match as well, don't they? And I've heard, I don't know if it's true or not, but I've heard that if you offer free shipping, you'll get a bit of a boost on the Best Match as well. I always do lowest price and P&P searches, but yeah, a lot of people don't for whatever reason. I think they just go for what comes up first.
It really does depend on what you're selling though as well. I think like we were watching George earlier, and the amount of time that he spends packaging up his items, and I'm sure that people who sell larger items like yourself and other people who sell those sort of bulkier items, you're spending a lot of time when you're packaging. So I think you are charging them for it as well. For me, I literally just whack it in the bag, close it up, stick a label on it, and off it goes. It can take me 5 minutes to do my parcels in the day, so I don't feel like I need to charge for my time to package it up,
Yeah, I know what I mean. I was going to say something now, I've forgotten. Oh yeah, normally as well, it takes me longer because there's lots of bleeding involved.
How? Paper cuts, cardboard cuts, or
the bloody sellotape gun thing?
Oh, I see. The actual gun one or the dispenser?
Yeah. No, I only use weapons. I'm licensed to kill. Don't you know that? I'm a government agent.
And I watch your cooking videos. I do.
Let's catch up on the chat before we move on to the next subject. Orvis shirts, yeah. Derek says he loves the eBay boxes as well. He finds it's worth spending the extra over the subscription discount to order. Yeah, I always just order the biggest amount possible. Yeah, finding a good sized box of VCRs can be difficult. Yeah, it can. Just talking about postage. Have you experimented to see if free postage versus plus postage help sales? I have, yeah, and I do find that when I did my experiment, I put half my items on free postage and half on paid for either 2 or 3 months, and I was definitely getting more sales on the free postage stuff than I was on the stuff that wasn't that I was charging postage for. Which is why now I only charge postage on my more expensive items generally. But like Louise says, in some categories it does make a difference. So on the media now, if I've got a low value media item, I will add on the postage on top of it because I seem to get more sales that way. But if I've got a higher value media item, so more than the tenner, I'll put free postage on it because I get more sales that way. So it's very, you have to experiment a lot to work out what works best.
Definitely.
For you, find.
I think I started, as I say, started with asking for postage, charging £3.50 per item. But I can't really say there was a massive difference as such, because when I started doing free postage is pretty much when I went full time. So it's really difficult to say how my sales were impacted, whether that was impacted because of the free postage or for going full time. I think it was anyway. It might have actually just been before that. It was actually a video that I watched that Corey did, saying something about free postage. It was back in the day before I even knew Corey, as I do now, sort of thing. So I watched it and thought, oh, that's a good idea. So I technically, yeah. he said to test it out on a couple of items. So I did, and then the next day I went, nah, sod it. Then just changed a lot to free postage, and since then I feel like it's just been really good.
Fair enough. Danny's getting fed up with the free postage just because of silly offers you get. Yeah, I that annoys me as well. Steve's thinking of reducing his dispatch days. You know, I have my dispatch as 2 days, but the only thing you have to do on it, if you change it, say 1 day or whatever, is just mark the item as dispatched. You don't have to generate a label or anything else. Just mark it as dispatched, and you don't get a defect then. So even if you haven't dispatched it that day, just mark it as dispatched. Don't put the tracking in until you actually generate a label. But we'll come on and talk about that when we talk about shipping things out. But you know, I have my courier option set to 3 to 5 days, so it literally makes no difference whether I ship out an item today or I ship it out in 2 more days from now. The customer will still get it at the same time. Well, the customer will still get it within the time limit that eBay sets. So, but that's whether I mark it as dispatched now or whether I mark it as dispatched in 2 days. So, I literally think that everyone, unless they're like me and I'm working away from home a lot, should just have 1 day dispatch on anyway.
I have 1 day dispatch. I always have, because before I had the garage, I used to package up my items and give them to my dad in the morning. And because the shop that my dad has, there's literally a newsagent over the road, and he used to post them for me when I was working. So that was easy enough to do that in the morning. There was a couple of defects on my account because they weren't done in time and things like that. There was a bit of an issue with that, but now I've got this garage and I'm all sort of set up and stuff. I do it myself. But if they order it before about midday, it probably goes the same day, because as I'm packaging up everything else, if somebody buys something and I'm already there, and you just might as well package it then and there. So yeah, it's mostly 1 day, but as Stu says, 2 day dispatch time for me, but usually post the next day, under promise and over deliver. So it's always, for me, it's always next day, but sometimes it can also still be same day.
I have 2 day dispatch on, but it's usually marked as dispatched within a day, even if it isn't dispatched within a day. I'm ignoring Steve's latest question. So I think that's sort of bringing us into postage options, really, isn't it? I think that seems to be where the conversation is going. I sort of already know the answer to this, but who do you use as your postage providers? Do you do it via eBay, via Shuttle, or do you use other options as well?
Yeah, I only use Shuttle, so eBay Shuttle service. I don't know why specifically. I think personally for me it's easier. It's just straightforward. I'm aware that if you use is it like Parcel to Go or something like that, or no, that's right, Top Cashback, isn't it, and stuff like that. If you get that code into that and that, you get it cheaper and you get discounts off, and it does work out cheaper in the long run. But the time that I'm spending doing that, I'm then sort of faffing around with that. But I think that only applies to Hermes prices that are on their website, and I do think that they're cheaper on the Shuttle. I don't 100% know, I haven't massively looked into it, but I use Hermes through Shuttle because, as I say, it's easier. It has all the addresses there for me. I literally can just say print, and it prints my labels. Again, like I said, I can package up my items within 5 minutes and it's done. on a good day anyway. When eBay is not down and Hermes then isn't down afterwards, you know. If it's a bigger item or a bigger, heavier item, it still can go with Hermes, but generally if it's anything over 2 kilos, it goes with UPS. And the reason it's cheaper to go with, I think, Collect Plus, but my dad's shop is a UPS drop-off point, so I just leave it with him and that's it. So I pay an extra sort of 20p or something to have it at UPS, but I can literally just leave it with him in his shop. So that's and I don't use
you won't be able to do that with your black pallet wrap though.
I don't know. Like, I definitely won't use it with UPS. Now I know. I really didn't know that, honestly. But yeah, don't use Royal Mail.
FedEx don't like it either, but to be honest, I've never used FedEx to ship anything in my life. So
What about you? What postage options do you use?
I use a variety, because one of the things I do, and that I recommend that everyone should do really, is I offer my own international shipping. So I don't just sell via GSP. I offer GSP as well, so the buyer's got a choice. But yeah, because I sell a lot of media abroad and stuff. I was having a look at my figures earlier, and about 25% of what I sell goes abroad, not via GSP.
Okay.
So most things I sell to the UK, I'll just use shuttle on, because it's £2.79 under 2 kilos, and you get 25 quid cover and whatever, and it's pretty easy. I have to have lots of disputes with shuttle on a monthly basis over ridiculous charges on invoices and whatever, but I just have a standard email I send to them anyway, and I always win. If it's ceramics, sometimes I've got Royal Mail account as well, so sometimes I use Royal Mail because I don't like the fact that Hermes will chuck stuff over a fence, and I think no matter how much I've wrapped it, how well I've wrapped it, sometimes it's not going to survive a 2-story drop. So I will use my Royal Mail account to do ceramics quite often, which is it's only about an extra 11p anyway, I think. But yeah, for international shipping, I tend to, if it's under 2 kilos, I'll quite often just put it through my Royal Mail account, and I ship a lot of games just as international standard as well. If it's bigger or it's over the small parcel side, I'll use Parcels to Go, and I'll just go through Hermes Economy. I tell you, I ship a lot through them, and for some reason the international Hermes service seems to be much better than the domestic one. I touch wood, so far I've never had any issues using that, and you get tracking on it as well, which is good, so it can be uploaded to eBay. So I recommend using Parcels to Go. There is also I forget the name of the website now, but it's always worth checking the cheapest options that comes up on Parcels to Go. It's also sometimes worth checking the couriers' websites themselves, or whoever the cheapest option is, because quite often I found that actually the website direct is sometimes cheaper as well. So, but it's very rarely I do that.
Yeah. So how much do Hermes charge then for the parcels that are slightly bigger?
Depends on the weight and the size, but it's probably about, for an international one, I'm usually paying about 9 quid.
Okay. Is that kind of a generic thing for anywhere, or?
It depends. So it's about 9 quid for the EU. US is another few quid. Australia's even more. It depends where it's going. So put your size and dimensions in. George hates packaging keyboards. Told you to sell it on Facebook. I told you when you bought it to sell it on Facebook.
And I like how he cut us off. He was like, right, I've bubble wrapped it, and I'll see you later. And it's like, whoa, you can't just flag out here. Where's the rest of the packaging for this keyboard?
Yeah, pathetic.
We're learning something there.
But yeah, I hate packaging keyboards as well. I've got Oh, I can't reach it. I've got one over there that I need to. I'm probably just going to put on the Facebook. It'd get about 60 or 70 quid on plus shipping on eBay and about 40 on Facebook. But my time is more precious. It only cost me a tenner anyway. So
That's fair enough.
But yeah, it's worth as well if you're shipping a lot of items, getting an OBA account with Royal Mail. So you get discount prices on the postage. I see a lot of people asking why can Music Magpie and all the books undercut me on postage. It's because they have a high business account with Royal Mail, so they get a discounted rate. There's a lot of resellers who've got that as well. Nick and Andrew have got that. I don't ship enough currently. Well, I could have an account, but it's a lot of effort for the amount that I ship that I'd have to go through, and I can't be asked.
The post office that is by me now is a really, really small one. It's one of them ones that's kind of like at the back of a little kind of news agency thing. It's a really sort of dinky one with this sort of old couple who's been there for donkey's years, and they're just grumpy, you know, and it really puts you off taking parcels there because you think they'll just look at you and go, and you know, and just want to sort of have a moan at you, and it just doesn't make you feel, you know, because when you give your parcels to a parcel shop, they get some sort of commission, so it's usually sort of 20-30p, something like that they get per parcel that you give them. So it's like I feel like I'd rather give that money to somebody who's much nicer. You know, the lady who I give my parcels to, she knows my name, you know, so she just pops my name and she goes, yep, just sign that, and off I go. And I feel like I'd rather pay that little bit more for that little bit, you know, more pleasant service. It might sound silly, the fact that I'm paying more for the postage overall, but I don't know, I just don't like, I hate people with attitude. But yeah, there you go, that's it really.
I want to know how many fingers George lost when he was wrapping his keyboard. I'd have lost a finger on that piece.
YouTube worthy.
Whole kitchen. There was a question that Darren had about free returns. I mean, I don't offer free returns, and I see no benefit to me offering them in terms of the product I sell. It would be commercial suicide for me to do it as well, because, you know, with me selling media and whatever, people would play a game and send it back. You know, because I'd do that, to be honest, if it was me. So, but I know that clothing is a bit of a different sort of market in that regard, and you know, it's got to be the right fit and all the rest of it.
Yeah, I think the thing with clothing is when somebody says that something doesn't fit, then they have to pay to return it. If they say it's a defect, then I have to pay for them to return it. But I think the thing is, again, it's very similar to the media, like you were saying, you know, people will buy stuff like they do in the shops already. People will buy it, wear it for a nice night out, and then send it back. And I feel like that's what people would, I feel like I'd be encouraging people to do that, because I try and sell more designer items and higher end items, try to. And I feel like if somebody bought that, I'm like, yes, that's gone for 70 quid or something. And then on the Monday, I get a return thing to say I want to return it, and it's automatically accepted. And, you know, so I don't know, it just puts me off. And I feel I'm already offering free postage. And then if I feel like I'm offering them free returns, of, you know, where's my profit gone? You know what I mean? So I just don't want to encourage it, you know.
It's interesting, because I was having this conversation with Richard Payne in the pub the other day. I was saying that I'm looking for some new jeans, because I've been told by my therapist I need to start getting clothes that fit me instead of turning up looking like a tramp. And I was saying to him, I said, look, if that's the criteria, I've got, because normally if I buy something and the seller's given like accurate measurements, but it's just a rubbish fit, I think, well, that's my fault. I'm not returning that because they've given me the proper measurements and whatever. I'm thinking now, if there's free returns on it, I'm just going to buy it, and if it doesn't fit me how I want, it's going back because it's free, and I'm dropping off parcels on a daily basis anyway, so it's not an inconvenience for me to return it. So I'll be searching for some free returns soon on jeans.
I think the thing is, it's like I have no issues. Well, obviously everyone has issues with returns, but I don't really have an issue as such with people returning something if it doesn't fit. If they're genuinely saying, it doesn't fit, they pay for the postage back anyway. Send it me back, and I'm happy to refund you. It's when people are trying to con you and say, oh, it's a different color or something stupid, because you get that with clothing. People say it was, you described it as orange and it's actually a really dark red or something, and it's just like,
So if you got to consider pictures.
That's the thing. I sold a hat yesterday. I posted it this morning. She asked me a couple of questions. I think she's okay. I think she's a bit more genuine, but she was saying, is the hat got a lilac tinge in it? And I'm like, I don't know. It hasn't. I know it hasn't, but what's the chances of her, because it's a wedding hat and because it's an occasion thing, wear it once, done it up pretty, and send it back. But I have heard of people actually, the people that send the stuff back saying, oh yeah, it doesn't fit me, blah blah. They will then, I don't know if I should condone this or not, but they then try and find their Facebook or their some sort of social media, find them wearing that particular item, and then go, well, it looked like it fit you on this date, or it looked like you didn't have a problem wearing it on this point, and then they don't get to return the item. So yeah,
I've heard of a few people doing that, and I just think, well, I haven't got the time for that. I haven't got the time to look at the social media of people I'm interested in, let alone some random stranger on the internet.
Well, if it's to stop you from getting a return,
I haven't got time to look at my own social media though, so
But I think I would. I don't know if I should condone it, but I feel like I would, because I'd feel like I'd want to just be like, no, you know what, I'm not having this.
I suppose logically it depends on the value of the item, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Good item, you're not in a bother. If it's a £200 designer dress that you've sold, you might make a bit more effort.
Yeah, that's it, definitely. So Darren asked if I tag clothing to stop it. I don't tag clothing. I know Karen does. Karen sells clothes. I know she tags her clothing. Again, I like to sort of be really quick and ship all my items and stuff. So I suppose I could tag them before I even package them up, but I don't bother tagging them because I don't know. I don't get that many returns, to be honest. But if it was a massive problem, then yeah, I would. But it still doesn't stop people from sending them back, even if the tags aren't on them. The tags won't stop them.
It's a visual deterrent, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah, it's just a deterrent. That's it.
Some people are stupid enough to believe it. Relying on people's stupidity with that. Yeah. Although actually, I'm relying on people's stupidity with every time they buy from me. Yeah. So, like I say, for me, free returns can't be bothered either. That just seems like something that costs you money. I genuinely don't think in the market that I sell to it would increase sales either. But and for me, I understand the reason that Karen does it is because her defect rate in certain categories was too high, so she was going to have to pay more in eBay fees. So by offering free returns, it changed the percentages in some way that I don't really understand, because my percentage is like 0.14% for returns. So it always never happens. I've got one return at the minute because I sent in a figure that looked exactly the same as the figure he ordered. It turns out it's not the same as the figure he ordered. Look the same.
Yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
That's the only return I've had in 3-4 months.
I think it just depends on what it is that you're selling, how you feel about returns and things like that. If you feel like tagging clothes will stop, or do what Lex has done. She states in a listing but doesn't actually do it.
I do a bit of that, Lex. If I'm selling electricals of high value, I will say that it's security marked. And I have actually got some security marked stuff somewhere in a pile of tats that I could put on it, but I don't know where it is. But I just say on the listing, any items are security marked. So if returned, the security mark will be checked before a refund is issued. And I don't do any of that. But it's like when I'm selling games, I describe them as fully tested. Do you really think I've got the time to test 100 games a day?
All these PC games that you keep picking up for 10p. Yep,
Nine-
tested all of
nine- 9p now.
Hey.
Negotiated a discount because I'm a bulk buyer now from him. I've sold a few of those. I'm already in profit on the latest
Oh, that's good.
set. Let's catch up on the chat. Sorry, folks. Jay's joined us. Hi, Jay. How are you, mate? You okay? People are saying that if they get too many questions from people, they either ignore them or block them. Yeah, and I always find as well, if I sell an item for as I say, I very rarely have issues with stuff I sell anyway, very rarely. But normally when I sell stuff that has an issue with a buyer, it's something that I've had I've accepted a low ball offer on. I was trying to go through and have a look at my messages the other day to see if there's ever anything I sold for full price that I've had a problem buyer on, and I couldn't find anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you have the same or you just have problems across the board.
I don't really have. It's very rare that I have any problem buyers. I've never blocked anybody, to be honest. Never once blocked anybody.
Well, not even me. I thought I was blocked from your YouTube channel.
No, you're not blocked. There's just a sort of a restraining order.
Just not working.
Yeah, just a restraining order going on at the moment. Yeah, so I've never blocked anybody. I don't have any issue. I've had a couple of issues. I've had one issue with somebody who tried to return something a little while ago, said it had they'd posted it and all. It was a load of sort of hassle. Constantly messaging me saying, have you received it? Have you received it? Have you received it? I asked them for a tracking number. They couldn't provide me a tracking number. And I kept saying, I haven't received it, I haven't got it. Where's your tracking number? Where's the receipt to say that you posted it? And they hadn't had anything, all that sort of stuff. But I just ignored them. I couldn't be bothered to even block them. I didn't at this moment. This was like right back at the beginning. I didn't even know you could block people, to be honest. But yeah, I haven't had any sort of problem people. If people ask me questions, I just respond. If it's because it's clothing for me, people. When you're out shopping, you can obviously try it on, you can feel it, you can do this, that, and the other, you can check it against things. When it's online, and because it's not professionally taken as such, there's a lot of questions that you probably want to ask, what is the measurements of this, or, is it soft? I don't get these particular questions, but is it soft? Is it
hard?
Is it, is it long? Is it I'm really not help myself here. But yeah, so you get them questions and I really don't care. I really don't mind. It really doesn't bother me. It's just I feel like it's a customer service thing.
You can't see how good the children in the sweatshops have done at putting the clothes together, can you, online?
So
you can't see how good the children in the sweatshops have done at putting the clothes together online, can you?
Yeah, exactly. Ads asks, how's it
going? I was very impressed with your Primark in Birmingham yesterday. I did the tour of that. Got a new t-shirt there for £2. The Bangladeshi sweatshop's done well on this.
I haven't been to that Primark. I've just completely avoided it.
It's all right. It's not. I thought it was going to be because I don't like big crowds with me autism, but it was fine. It wasn't overwhelming or anything. It was all right.
What time did you go?
About 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, was it? I don't know.
So kind of in rush hour-y kind of.
Yeah, I texted you when I was in there, so whatever time that was, I can't remember.
There's so many you can put on your block list.
I thought there was a limit of 100 on your block list on eBay, or was it 1,000 or something?
5,000.
Don't know. I have got somebody on my block list. His name is Wally's Shed. It's George. No, I'm only joking. It's not George. I have got. I sold a DVD box set to somebody, and they returned it. They wanted to return it for not as described, and I was looking through their feed, and they sell DVDs every day, and they order DVDs. All their feedback's like stuff from Music Magpie and whatever, and I could see in their feedback that there was suggestions that they're just buying stuff to reseal it and sell it on as new.
Okay.
So I was just like, I never, morally, I don't want to sell to this person ever again. So I just put them on a block list.
That's fair enough. If I think if
I have morals.
if I get to the point where I'm aware that somebody has bought something to wear for a nice weekend and then return it, then I would potentially block them. But touch wood, thank God I haven't had that yet. So I think I probably would block that kind of person, because obviously I don't want to encourage them to come back and do the same thing to me again. But yeah, I haven't blocked anybody yet.
That reminds me, I've got a shirt I need to send back to you.
I told you there was a button missing. And I haven't been through my bags of stuff that I bought yesterday, so I don't know what jeans I picked up, but I don't think I picked up any of your size, to be honest.
What have I send you out sourcing with specific criteria?
Ridiculous the amount of stuff I got. And because I've been doing different exercises at the gym and stuff, I'm aching a little bit more, and I couldn't hold more than one bag. Had to go back to the car.
My gym routine has been awesome this week.
Has it?
Yeah, it's been amazing.
Is that because you've been able to sit at home?
I haven't been able to go to the gym due to the fact it's been flooded.
Your gym has been flooded?
Yeah, I'm not joking when I say Wrexham was bloody underwater. If it wasn't for that Land Rover, I couldn't have delivered me parcels today.
It used to be like that when I used to go to uni in Worcester, because obviously the river there would just completely overflow, and the university was right next to the river. So there were sometimes that you'd just get an email to say lectures are closed, lectures are cancelled today because due to flooding. So it was great.
Basically, you picked your university on the criteria of how close it was to a floodplain.
Oh, it was either going to be Worcester or Kiel, and Kiel was on a lovely little hill away from any water.
I know Kiel. I've been drinking there before in our student union. With a mate who went to Kiel.
It was too posh for me.
Yeah, no, the wee gay guy hasn't turned up again. No tripping with me. That caused me great amusement. That comment did.
It did. I was laughing last time.
eBay's gone down again. Oh, well, we're gonna have to keep people entertained then if eBay's gone down.
You know, what we're gonna have to do? What we're gonna do? Oh, my eBay looks fine.
Yeah.
Sold a nice raincoat earlier.
Is that one of the ones you listed the other day?
What, I listed it at 10:20 and it sold at midnight. So it's a rab coat. I listed it for 27, I think. But I sold it for 24. It was a bit low. I was literally woke up at 6 a.m. and went, yeah, whatever, and accepted that. I didn't realise it was £3 under what I'd asked for, but I paid £1 for it, so I wasn't really that bothered.
So let's talk about a new subject. You are looking at moving into Amazon, I believe, now.
I am indeed. So I'm just looking at my Seller Hub. I am listening. I'm just looking at my Seller Hub, seeing if it's working for me.
You can't come on people's channels and not listen to what they're talking to you about, you know. You don't be doing that.
Oh, don't bring that up.
Would you see me exhibiting that kind of behaviour?
I am multitasking. I can listen to you and I can see what is going on with my email.
I can't multitask at all. God, I tried.
You did, and you failed.
I failed spectacularly.
Yeah, my hub isn't loading. Oh, no, it is loading.
So
yeah.
I was going to ask if when you were sourcing yesterday, then did you pick anything up for your Amazon ventures yet, or are you still not there in terms of ready to source?
Yeah, I've got a fair bit to be able to put on Amazon already. I've got all my textbooks from uni. I've got a hell of a lot of textbooks from uni. Only from my actual
I bet
degree.
they're in pristine, unread condition as well.
They're in pretty good nick, to be fair. They've been. I like books. I like having a nice bookshelf with books. It looks really fancy.
Did you ever read any of them, or just the picture books?
I read in my first year, when you're all sort of new and you think, oh my god, I'm at university and I'm going to do so well. I read them then, and then afterwards it was Google. So they've been sat on the shelf since. So they're currently in the garage in a little cupboard. So I've got loads of textbooks to send off. I've got some speakers that I bought from Lidl, actually. I think my partner bought them from Lidl for like £5 each, and they sell for about 20 quid. something like that. Maybe I've got them on eBay at the moment, but they're not budging. And I've got a couple of other things as well that I can't remember what I bought, but no, I didn't source anything yesterday for Amazon, and I haven't sourced anything properly because I'm waiting to really get the seller app up and running and whatever, so I can properly have a look at rankings and stuff.
I was speaking to Car Boot Chris. Go give him a subscribe, folks, if you don't follow him on YouTube. And he was talking about even the fact of getting his, because you have to re-register all your banking details and everything when you're going to sell. Even the act of getting his details re-registered, even though they're already on Amazon for him as a buyer, for it to get re-registered and all that on as a seller took a month. So it doesn't seem to be a quick process. You can't just like sign. It's not like eBay. You can sign up today and list your first 10 items by the end of the the end of the day, sort of thing. It seems to be a lot longer. So
yeah, when I think I must have tried a little while ago, and I don't recall it. Don't remember clicking the wrong button, but I must have, because I was talking to you personally about this yesterday, Andrew, but I want to start using just the individual account just to be able to get my head around it and get a feel for it. You do pay, I think it's an extra 75p per item when it sells, but obviously you don't have to pay the £25 plus VAT monthly fee. So yeah, I was going to do the individual one, but I think I'd accidentally clicked somewhere previously when I was first looking into it that I was going to set it up as a professional account, and you cannot go back. I was trying to do some research, and I also emailed Amazon yesterday about it. You can't go back if you've accidentally clicked to say that you're a professional, but you can, once you've got it all set up, you can downgrade, but then you have to then contact Amazon again then to be able to get that money refunded for your monthly bill. So
basically you've cocked up again. I
always cock up, so
you see, you don't see me cocking up. We're a professional YouTube channel here. I never make mistakes.
Ever.
I would do exactly the same, probably, to be honest. In fact, I probably already have done that. It's confusing as well, the language, and they force you down that route of setting a professional account because that's how they get money. So they want you to do that anyway. So they don't make it easy for you.
Yeah, that's it. I think the thing is as well is that they say if you're selling any more than, is it 25 items or something like that, 35 I think, items, then you should be having the professional account, which is fair enough. If you literally just want to start it and you just want to send a couple of things and see how it goes, then obviously get the individual account. Obviously you can always upgrade when you're doing it. So when are you gonna jump onto it? hang on, you've hit 600 subscribers.
Have I?
You have indeed.
How do you know that and I don't?
Because I just looked.
All right, okay. Well, thank you, everyone. I welcome new subscribers. If you're new to the channel, this is what happens when you go on Nick's thing. I can't even find my YouTube, to be honest. It's okay. I only put in half the internet for gov.uk. I'm on 600. Nice. And I still not done my 500 subscriber special. By the way, folks, we are still looking at ideas for Louise's 400 subscriber special. 500 subscriber. I have suggested throttling me live with a tie on air. That was the suggestion that was most likely to be accepted, apparently.
I don't need to do a 500 sub thing.
All you do is a moment to be celebrated. It's an achievement, We want to celebrate your achievement with you. I think for your 500 subscriber special, you should invite a fellow YouTuber who's supported you since the start of your journey, promoted your channel on a frequent basis, to come on for a talk.
Who's done that? Ads has been quite good. I might ask Ads to come on.
What?
Maybe.
I've done far more than Ads for your channel.
Matt from Retro Reselling, he's been quite good.
I've done far more than Matt. I've done more than the two of them combined.
Richard Payne has been good.
What's Richard ever done? He said hello to you once.
Bex has been fantastic.
Hey, Shrekker's a troll. Good to have you with us, mate.
Changing the topic. Bex said I actually accidentally did a professional account with Amazon. God knows how exactly. I was the same thing for me. I do not remember clicking that button, but apparently I did. I contacted them the next day and they refunded me within 7 days. Yeah, that's what they said. I emailed them yesterday. They sent me a big, quite lengthy email, and they said it's fine. Keep going through the process, and then just contact us back, and they'll refund that monthly charge.
Sib's with us. He's recovered from his deathbed. You won't know it. It's before your time, Louise.
Well, everyone seems to know Sib, so I'm kind of just aware of him at the moment.
What makes you think it's him?
Because everyone was saying it was him earlier.
Oh, damn it!
I had no idea. All these people who have like strange names, even BCP, we're all trying to figure out BCP. We're just assuming it's a man.
Don't you have BCP on Facebook?
No.
Oh, I do. I know what BCP's name is. I talk with BCP quite often. It's not a secret. Who's trying to figure out, is this you and Corey being idiots again?
Probably. I was so BCP.
I've told Corey who BCP is before.
You probably have. But
if you don't, I'm not going to tell you then. If you don't know, I'm going to see.
Tell me later. You can tell me.
Yeah, BCP is a man. I'll tell you, his first name is 4 letters long. There's your clue.
Bearing in mind, I don't have anybody on Facebook who's a reseller, so I don't know.
Yes, Corey is, unfortunately, he's died of AIDS this week. Or Ebola. I can't remember which disease it was, whichever one I told him. Yeah, Louise is very consistent, to be fair. She always turns up on time, beautifully presented, and I turn up a minute or two late. I won't talk about how I'm presented. I've been told to get a shit. Sib's telling you that Sib's a lady.
What?
I told you, Sib's a lady.
Sib says he's a man. I'm not a lady. I'm all man.
Thought I might get away with that then. Are there other people who don't know who BCP's name is? Me and Sahir know. Nick knows. Tom knows.
I don't think anybody does.
I'm not sure. George.
Me and BCP were talking about it in Peter's chat earlier. I was saying that I was going to find out his identity.
BCP, what's it worth for me to keep your identity secret? Feel a bit of bribery coming on here. Right, anyway, yeah, so when am I going to start on Amazon? You were asking me, sorry, before I got distracted. So I was listening. I was thinking about this. I've been thinking about this quite a bit over the last few weeks, and I always believe that it's very important to have several different sources of income. So if one fails, you've got other ones that you can ramp up and fall back on. But I just don't know if I can be asked. I do enough through eBay that I don't even need to think about anything else at the minute. And so I'm kind of thinking that when I've got the house clear of stuff, Project House is done, and I've moved on to Project Andrew, which is my complete makeover that I promised to do. We can discuss that a different time. That Project Amazon will begin, so that probably puts it about August, September time, so just in time for Christmas, really.
And that's the thing, if you are going to set it up, you know, get your feet under it ASAP, really, you know, sort of more September, October time, really, before Christmas starts to kick in. I
just want to see how you get on as well, because, you know, you'll be my inspiration.
No. But the thing is, I think, you know, what I look at people on Instagram and stuff who are FBA sellers and stuff like that, and they're just kind of, I think it just kind of makes sense to them, and it's kind of, oh yeah, I'll just do that, just do that, just do that. It's not making sense. I haven't read into it massively, but it's not 100% making sense to me. You know, it makes sense, but there's obviously a lot more that you've got to think of Where with eBay, it just makes sense to me. You know, I've done eBay for the past sort of 10 years. Obviously,
Since you were 14, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's for how long my eBay account's been open. And I've literally been selling bits and bobs on there since then. 15 actually, I'll have you now. I'm 26 this year. So 15, 16. Yeah, so I
What star sign are you? Forgotten.
Libra.
Oh God. The ex was a Libra. The teacher one.
Oh, okay, yeah. Not that you told me about.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hate Libras.
Libra, teacher.
It's just this is freaking me out now. I need to change subject.
Yeah, so you know, eBay's always been there. You know, I've always understood it. You know, I've always kind of been around when things have changed and stuff like that. So obviously, I wasn't selling it selling on there professionally all them years ago. It was literally, as I say, just little bits and bobs of my own or stuff for my dad's shop, things like that. So I've kind of always used it.
Sorry.
Pardon?
Have you just turned your volume up? It went dead loud then.
Nope, I haven't touched anything.
Okay, no worries. Sorry, carry on. Sorry.
It might just be my internet. My internet probably just got better. I don't know.
Chris, Leo is the greatest sign.
The what?
Leo is the greatest sign.
Mm.
It is, as we know. That's why I'm so awesome.
Stu said it's on the cusp of Libra and Capricorn, so it's a leprechaun.
So sorry, yeah, you were saying before I interrupted.
Yeah, I was saying that, you know, I prefer eBay, just makes sense to me, and Amazon just makes it just looks more complicated. It's probably just straightforward and pretty simple anyway as well, but there's just a lot more that you got to think of. I think when you're sending items off, you think, you know, oh, that's really good item, you know, you're going to make some really good profit off that item. But if you're not looking at the sales rank on it, then you're going to be charged the thingy fee, storage fee each month for keeping that item there. So, you know, there's a lot more sort of thought process you've got to go into it. I mean, technically you get that with eBay, you know, if obviously you don't have free listings, you get charged every month for a newly relisted of that item. If you're selling it as a bite now, you know, good till cancel sort of thing. So it's the same sort of process, but I feel like there's got to be a lot more sort of thought into it. So
yes, yeah, there is. You want stuff that you can get high volumes of, that's got a high turnover ultimately, because then you'll not high turnover, well, a high sell-through rate. Sorry, turnover is a different thing. So yeah, it's whereas on eBay, it's easier to sit on stuff and not worry about it, because, but whatever business you're running, you're still playing a turnover game anyway. You still want to sell as much stuff as you can to make a bigger profit margin as you can and bring that money in.
I think eBay in comparison though, say for example you're selling, I don't know, this cup, you know, if you have this cup on eBay for sale and so do 4 other people, you're selling it for £10 and someone's just undercut you at £8, if your photos are better, your description's better, etc., then somebody might choose you. But on Amazon, it's just a price. You know, there's nothing more that you can really do to say, look how much better my item is in comparison to somebody else. Obviously, you've got your condition, whether it's new, used, and whatever condition. Very good condition. Can you?
Yeah,
I thought it was just.
Not many, but you can, if you've got an item that isn't in the buy box, so you clicked on the used items, for example, and had a look, you can actually, you know, in the list that appears there of items, the column on the far left of it, I think you can actually put photos of the actual item in, if you can be that bothered, which nobody can.
Yeah. I think that's the thing, you know, you kind of look at it something for a price. You know, most people, what I do anyway, I only buy from Amazon themselves. I very rarely look in the new and used section. But obviously some people
you get better bargains.
You know, I just don't. I don't know why. But I think the stuff that I get isn't stuff that I get from Amazon isn't like stuff that you would get second hand or whatever, you know. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't really buy mass amount anymore off Amazon. But yeah, so I think that's the thing.
You got a Prime account with him?
Yeah, student account.
Oh God. Yeah, I've asked if there's any questions in the chat for us.
Yeah.
If there isn't, hang on. Which one of you has high levels of radiation around them? It's definitely Louise. It's radioactive. That's how hot she is. So.
No.
Don't forget to give Louise a subscribe. BCP, do us a favour and drop us. Actually, I can do it myself. It's my channel, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I'll just drop I've put a link in the description to your channel, but I'll just drop one in the chat as well, so that anyone who's not subscribed can learn all about the wonderful world of Louise and her garage. I'm down to 599 subscribers now, just last one.
No.
It's just, people subscribe to me expecting good quality cookery content, and it doesn't happen. But yeah, drop the line there. A link there for your channel. Do give Louise a subscribe. She's on Instagram as well, at KLC_reselling, I think. I don't really understand Instagram.
Yeah, I actually feel like I'm going to change it to taking off that underscore, because I've noticed that if you type in KLC into YouTube, you get one video, because I've put that as one of my tags, or something like that. My other half did it the other day, and I said to him about searching for it, and he literally just typed that in. Only one video popped up. Obviously, I need to sort my tags out as well, but I feel like that underscore is stopping it from. I don't know. I'll end up just leaving it. I'm just talking out loud at the moment. So thinking out loud, that's the phrase, isn't it?
Yeah, most people when they're talking do it out loud. I mean, I don't know about you, but for me, that is certainly what I try to do when I'm talking is do it out loud. It helps with the communication, I find.
I'm really, really tired. And I want to get some editing done tonight as well. So when I get a video out, I've got about 3 videos or 2 more videos that I need to film.
You can't be coming to. I've told you this before, Mark. You can't be coming sourcing on my patch. Honestly, you can't be going into Wrexham. I hope you're coming to Wetherspoons on Saturday, Mark, for the meetup at 3 o'clock in Wetherspoons in Wrexham, the Elihu Yale, hosted by yours truly. I'll allow you to source on that day because I won't be sourcing. Yeah, I don't think there's any more questions in the chat, so I think we might be able to get away with wrapping up. It was nice of Corey to join us from his deathbed.
You're back up to 600 now.
Am I? Oh, fantastic. It's probably just aid. Do we have a favourite niece? Niche, sorry.
Niece?
I've got a niece. She's nearly as old as Louise.
She's what?
She's nearly as old as you, my niece. We can ask you what your favourite niche is.
I don't have a niece, so good.
This is my patient expression while you answer the question.
My favourite niche. My favourite niche is literally just clothing. That is literally my favourite niche. It's easy to pack, easy to do everything with. It's just easy, you know. It's obviously a bit of a pain in the ass to try and photograph it, put it on a mannequin and get all the measurements and all that sort of malarkey, but it's pretty straightforward. I mean, I'm really enjoying wedding hats at the moment as well, as I said earlier. Something I'm really enjoying.
So close.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that.
What about yourself, Andrew? You like to sell all sorts of gubbins.
Yeah, I'm what Ken Chapman would call a generalist reseller, but my specialties are media, particularly retro computer games, small electricals as well, and there's a third one that I specialise in, that I've got VHS tapes as well, mostly because I've got a lot of those. Oh, people are asking questions now. This is what happens, you see. People start asking questions all of a sudden. Bex has got a question for you, Louise. She wants to know what your favourite brand of clothing to sell. Is it CNA, do you reckon? CNA is.
I actually have sold a CNA coat. I've currently got a CNA.
Yes, I remember when you picked that up. It was in one of your videos.
I did, yeah, and I sold that. That was like, I think I sold that for about 40 quid. I've got another CNA coat, leathered coat up, and a CNA hat as well. So yeah, pretty good. But my favourite brand, I don't really. I think my favourite kind of like high street brand that does quite well is Roman. They do really well for me. I think they're quite popular. I think it's one of them, like Next and M&S and stuff like that. You think, oh, it's quite a nice posh brand, but I don't know. It's not one of them ones that,
though, isn't it? It's to a penny. There's an Next and an M&S in practically every town, isn't there? So it's what people.
That's it.
There's no resale, or not a huge amount of resale value in stuff that's everywhere, is there?
That's it. And I find with Roman, even though you do get sort of Roman in a lot of sort of high streets and a lot of sort of retail places now, I find it sort of like, it's really sort of nice. It's kind of, you can go in there for all ages. I think it's aimed for more elder women, sort of more middle-aged kind of women.
Oh, you've upset me demographic.
I don't care. And
it upset me subscribers.
But I go in and I'm like, oh, I love that, and I wear it, and I've got several Roman dresses.
That dress that you're wearing now, is that Gladiator one?
Top. This it's a top, and it's from Tesco, the grand old Tesco. I buy so many designer clothes. I don't wear anything but crap.
So I was going to make a joke then, but I've forgotten it. That's the moment. It's going to be brilliant. Oh yeah, normally you come on here wearing your pajamas, don't you? So I'm impressed that you've made the effort for once. I
like to wear baggy blouses. They're comfy.
That look like pajama tops.
They're comfy. I don't care. It's what I used to wear for work, so it's just comfort.
Bex is backing you up here. Look at this, the girls sticking together again. This is only because you've commented on Beck's videos, so she feels she must, show support.
How did you know I have? You been stalking?
Because I commented as well. So, right, out of the two of us, I'm pretty sure you are the biggest stalker.
I don't know, maybe.
What was I going to say after that? Because I don't even know how social media works half the time.
I think, like Bex is saying, that it's aimed at middle-aged. I think it's kind of like, it has this kind of like persona. I think the same with M&S, really. It's kind of like aimed at middle-aged and elderly women.
Excuse me?
Women.
Right. Okay.
But I think they're trying to, like, the clothing that they actually sell is kind of suits all ages. I think it just depends on what kind of clothes you wear. I think the young kids now, they'll wear like crap.
You know that to me you are a young kid.
I'm not a young kid.
We'll put that one to the vote as well. I wear baggy trousers because of my naturally slim physique. I do have a stalker beast. I actually genuinely do have had women stalk me in the past, and it's not a pleasant experience at all. Really isn't pleasant, especially when they turn up at your house at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
What's your favourite part of the periodic table?
Chemistry.
Not part of the periodic table.
Yes, the chemistry. That's what I like.
Oh dear.
What's your favourite part of the periodic table?
My favourite. Oh God, I don't know.
You can't just throw these questions at me and not expect them to come back in return.
No, I don't know. Potassium.
Is that because you like bananas?
I like bananas. Oh, what have you done to this chat?
Aid wants to know who your favourite stalker is.
My favourite stalker is the one that stalks me the most. So
no one then.
So find out who that is and let me know.
It's probably Aid.
Probably.
Stu says that wasn't a stalker, just delivering you your pizza.
Yeah, she was actually just banging on the door, pay me.
I don't order pizza because I think I don't know. The stuff I get in the Morrisons over there is just as good. Avoiding the favourite lamppost. I'll tell you what, I can answer that favourite lamppost question, Sib. I now understand how lampposts work. Because when I went to the post office today to drop off my parcels, you didn't win Aid. I am Banana Man. I love Banana Man. That was a cartoon when I was growing up. I don't know if they had it in the 21st century, to be honest. When I went to the post office today to drop off my parcels, somebody had crashed into one of the lampposts and a panel at the front has come off, and there's a plug socket in there. The lamppost is literally plugged in to it's like a plug socket you have in your house, and that's what it's plugged into. It was unbelievable. It's fascinating. I nearly took a picture for Instagram, but it's raining. I couldn't believe it though. I thought there would be some kind of professional setup. No, there's a freaking plug socket in there. So when you see that panel on the front of a lamppost,
in that plug socket, there's more wires, and
it was a 3-pin plug going in, just literally it wasn't even chrome. I've got chrome plug sockets in my house because I'm sophisticated. It wasn't even chrome, but you could literally take that panel off and plug your phone charger in.
That's crazy.
That's the thought that went in my head. I thought, I could charge your phone there for me. I try and take a picture of it. They haven't repaired it. They probably take a while to repair it because I think the council's got more important things like getting rid of the flood water from the streets of Wrexham. But it was just like a normal plug socket. I was like, this can't be right. But yeah, there you go.
Oh, excuse me.
The lamp was plugged into it. I thought I could unplug that and really piss off in the car park.
Beck said she bet it's fast charging. I bet it is, and all.
I'm pretty fast, Bex. Well, actually, no. Hang on. Depends on the context.
Oh dear.
Chris took out a lamppost in a roundabout when he was 17, so that must have been a few decades ago. Can't get round the. I've tried getting around the roundabout at 70 before, and I've ended up on it. Ian says still got candles in Huddersfield apparently, so there you go. It's been good, God, Andrew. Is that what you're going to be saying, Bex, when you see me later? You want me the first lady to say it to me? I had a phone call saying who's my electric supply with. I told them a lamppost. A few weeks later, I had the police knocking on my door saying I'm filling my electric.
Wow.
Bex is telling me, you can't cover my chat and tell me to shut up, Bex. That's not how it goes.
Only I can tell him to shut up.
You can't tell me to shut up either.
Watch me.
Try it.
Watch me. Only when it's needed. But you don't need to shut up right now.
I am watching you. You're on my channel. I'm not watching anyone. I'm not even watching the chat for once.
Don't need to shut up right now. I need you to talk. It's your channel.
Right. Anyway, it is 9:30. We've been talking for an hour and a half. I think it's time to wrap up, folks. Thank you, Louise, for coming on the channel. Next week we'll be on Louise's channel. We do have a topic agreed for it, which I've forgotten. What was the topic?
Nope.
Can you not remember?
No.
What do you mean, no? You can't remember the topic?
Nope, not on my channel.
We are on your channel next week.
We are not on my channel.
Yes, we are.
We shall discuss this in great length.
We can discuss it in great length, but the agreement was we would rotate between our channels. Of course, she's letting me back on hers, Bex. She was only joking when she said I wasn't allowed on it. She gets too wrapped up in these dislike things. They make no difference. So yes, we'll be back on Louise's channel, KLC Reselling.
We shall be back next week, potentially. And I say we, I mean the two of us and possibly somebody else.
The gay guy.
Possibly the little man. He's probably actually sat at home right now watching this chat.
Yeah, hi Corey.
Too ashamed.
I've got a bowler. As we standards with that, I think I've done really well this week at taking on board the feedback I received after last week. I've listened to everything that Louise has been banging on about, and I've responded to it. I even listened to her talk about clothes, which, as we know, I've banned from seller ads.
KFC, do we get to Zinga? No.
Oh, I could get a KFC tonight. Yes, 90% of dislikes are people who are jealous. Quite right, James. I've sent you an email to see if you're free next Tuesday as well, James. I'm sorry it's a bit late sending it off to you. I've been marooned by floods and all sorts going on this week. It's been carnage. But yeah, it's good engagement and it helps the channel. So, you know, and I was saying to Nick earlier, I was saying, look, since I come on your channel, your subs went like that.
Don't remember that.
Your subs increased massively after I came on, mostly because my subscribers came on to see me and abuse me.
And then they're clearly stuck around.
Well, they have, haven't they? Because you're catching up on me now.
I'm only 40 behind you now.
There's this. She thinks she's in competition with me. She's not, because she produces better content than me, so she will outpace me much quicker. It's not a competition.
You know what? The video that I recorded today, I was like, I don't even think I said once. I probably have, but probably didn't consciously realise that I said it. And I was like staring right into the camera. It's fully focused, but we shall see. I haven't even watched it back yet, so it's probably a load of rubbish.
I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it will be brilliant.
Sib wants to know what your favourite box size is, because he'll just go to bed crying otherwise.
Oh, hang on. These ones, because they're easy to carry and small stuff and less void fill needed. It's a lengthy email. Oh God, I don't like long emails. I can't read it. As long as it's not insulting, I'll be happy. Right, okay.
Ooh.
It's not about capacity, it's about how quickly I can ship them out. So yeah, thank you very much for joining us tonight on this fine winter's evening. And we'll see you all soon, folks.
Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. If you're not already subscribed to Andrew, make sure you are. I don't know why you're here if you're not already, to be fair, but obviously make sure that you are subscribed to him. Well done for hitting 600 subscribers as well. So hopefully we get up to 1,000 soon for you, and then we can get you making some dollar, potentially, if someone wants to put their adverts on your channel.
Oh yes, I've got to end it, haven't I? Yeah, thank you, everyone.
So thank you very much, everybody, for watching.
Bye.